Brutal death metal hails from Rauta. This time we have something interesting going on because this one is originally from Saudi Arabia. This one is Sijjeel with their debut album Salvation Within Insanity. Now one might imagine that Saudi Arabia is not exactly the proper place for brutal death metal or any kind of extreme metal to begin with, and one could be really right about it. Had this one interview going on with a band from those Persian countries, and it's even illegal in some countries to do any kind of a metal music. So Saudi Arabia, not being actually the most modern when it comes to these kind of rules and regulations, might not be the best place to start a band like this. And as such, I guess that band was later on relocated to Germany, where it seems to be nowadays. This one is the debut album through Commodus Music, and it's here because I requested it personally for review, and thank you for the label and Peer Company for that. This one is definitely something that deserves more attention, and I'll tell you why. Now let's tune in for the band's Metal Archive site on the background while I tell you a little bit more about this. Well, the band has out indeed an EP from 2020. Didn't got to hear that as far as I remember, so this is my first landing spot for this album. Or the band, and it's 9 years since the band was founded. I guess took quite a few years to actually get it going because of the past and roots and all that stuff. Now this 30 minutes and then some of an album delivers you brutal death metal the way you're kind of expecting to. That is, nothing fundamentally different or unique is happening here, but it's actually, you know, basically following the path that bands such as Cannibal Corpse started already in the 80s. And obviously a lot of band has then been polishing or changing or evolving, progressing, whatever, this path. And, you know, Sijjeel is actually one of those bands that are taking the steps of more brutal end. I mean, nowadays Cannibal Corpse is, of course, a little bit different what it used to be back in the early days, but still brutal death metal as it is. Now, I guess this would be something for the audience such as Devourment and the like, because this is really heavy, sounds really brutal and all that stuff. But what makes this interesting is that, you know, those riffs are good. It sounds really heavy, the production is kind of a top notch, and then you have these really deep growling to go with it. Now sometimes it seems like there is a written or drawn in water kind of a line between the more slam kind and more traditional brutal death metal kind. And I still, after all these years, I am not able to just say like it's right there, because sometimes bands seem to, you know, go back and forth over these verges or lines and all that stuff. For me, this represents the kind of a traditional brutal death metal, and as such, one could even say this is kind of a traditional. But like I said, it's more on the brutal death metal side than rather basic death metal, so there is that. Now, if you are into that kind of stuff, there is no reason why not to give Salvation Within Insanity to give it a go. It's a good album, it doesn't go too lengthy with its own songs, but delivers you these 4-minute songs, give or take, throughout the 8 tracks, and it's done. And then you're like, hey, I could give it another spin. Yes, it is that good. So give it a go. You will find links provided in the description box, so click into some brutality, and I hope you like it once again. Thank you for watching the review. Take care, and see you soon with more stuff coming your way.